Hey crafty people! Welcome back to my channel, and in case you're new here, I'm Sarah, also known as Craft Nerd because I'm a nerd who loves to craft. I do paper crafting, card making, junk journaling, and mixed media art. Let's get crafting! Oh, welcome to my channel. So today we are going to look at ways you can jazz up the edge of your pages with ribbons and trims and fabric. So that's what we're going to do, and I'm not entirely sure how many different ideas I'm going to show you today just yet. I haven't worked out all of the ideas in my brain yet that I'm going to do, but this first one, this is a piece of coffee dyed paper, and I used a placemat to get a pattern. And this is some lace I cut off of some clothing. And I am just going to add it to the edge there, and then this paper will be ready to be used in a journal. And I'm just going to use Fabri-Tac because that's going to do the best job for attaching my fabric. You can use whatever fabric glue you like. Art glitter glue will attach fabric, it just takes a little longer to grip. I know the smell of Fabri-Tac isn't for everyone, so if you do not like Fabri-Tac, you do not have to use it. And I'm just gonna trim the excess off. Now you can, if you want, probably should have folded the page in half first because it's kind of hard to see where in half is. Put that same lace on the other side of the page so it's sticking out twice from your journal. And actually, you know what, maybe let's go ahead and do that. Usually I don't think to add the ribbons and trims to the ends of pages until after I've like assembled the book, the journal, and added pockets and stuff, and so it then becomes a little complicated as to where I can add lace so that it's not interfering with something that's already on the page. So maybe this time around it'll work out better if I do my lace and trims. So there's one page done. Now I've got several many Christmas journals that are in the works that I want to try and get done because I'm going to be doing a craft fair, Christmas themed like fair in December. So I want to get some of those journals going, and let's pull out. I bought these from Michael's a couple years ago. I know they come out with them like every year, and I kind of like this one. I think we're going to pull this guy out, and there's definitely some. I feel like I want to try and find a good page for this guy. Gonna save this one because I've got one that's got a better color scheme for this one, but I think this will work nice on. I think I want to contrast it, and I just need to decide, do I want it on that page or maybe this page? I think we're going to go with this page. Let's set that aside. This time let's fold it in half and then unfold it so we don't have the same problem we had last time. Just running my finger along so that there's not a thick glob of glue on there. Of course, I think I may have spread that out a little too much over here. Gonna come in after it's dry and hit it with a, oh, I can actually pull this over a little bit. Let's do that. Let's just cover it up. I just wanted to make sure the pom-poms were off the edge of the page, and yeah, there's plenty of room for that. All right, let's trim. Really do kind of like it. And I know it looks like it's clumped up together, but once more pages are put in between, the trim will be spread out. So let's do this on this page. There's another one done. I am going to go ahead and do many more because I'm trying to cull my ribbon collection a little bit. So I'm going to do that and then I will be back. Okay, so our next page idea using fabric uses your fabric scraps. So if you made a fabric cover and you cut off the little corners, you can create, let's do this side first, a little decorative edge using the fabric corners. I thought I had way more triangles that was gonna work for this than I actually apparently do. I think I'm actually going to, since I'm not gonna do both sides with this, we're gonna shift this off and do it on the plainer side. Let's space these a little bit better so that the ones I have will work. I'm going to tack them down with a little glue. I'm going to save this guy because I also use these for clusters and kind of like the Mr. Gingerbread Man. So I'm going to kind of do that and save him for a cluster. All right, I think I'm just going to use a little art glitter glue for this because again, it doesn't need to hold great. And art glitter glue does work with fabric. I just want to have it tacked down so that I don't have to worry about it moving around too much when I go to sew it, because I'm going to stitch down our little points. Right now, I can't remember if I mentioned that I got this idea from Gala Gustinelli. I'll leave a link to her channel down below. So there we go. And so you have this fun, triangle-y, kind of looks a little like a Christmas tree. There's part of me that thinks for a Christmas journal, it'd be cool to do like just all in green. Like cut a bunch of green triangles and put them on the edge like that. But I'm going to take this to my sewing machine and like run a line of stitches up there so that everything's on securely. So yet another thing I need to take to my sewing machine. I have an ever-growing list of things going to my sewing machine. Okay, so the next idea I got from Pam at the Paper Outpost. And so I've got a piece of fabric, and this is actually going to be the fabric I'm using for the cover of this journal. This is a page pulled out of one of the butterfly journals, and we're going to do a little glue. I think she usually uses hot glue. I'm going to hopefully be able to do it with Fabri-Tac. And what she does is she puts down the fabric and just kind of scrunches it up. I don't know how well it's going to work with the Fabri-Tac. I'm hoping it'll work because I really don't want to pull out hot glue, and I probably am going to stitch on this, but it seems to be holding. Yes, no, maybe. I think the problem is it needs more glue. Let's hold that for a sec. I think I might be better off if I put the glue on the fabric so that when it scrunches, there's glue. Feeling this strip is not going to be long enough for the amount of scrunching I'm doing. This time I'm going to add the glue to the fabric. I'm going to need another little strip because it was not long enough. Needs not that much glue. Like, gonna give this a minute and let everything dry, and then we'll take off the blocks and I'll show you what it looks like. All right, so there we go. It's a no-sew fabric ruffle. Now I am probably going to stitch down the center just to make sure it stays. I'm gonna trim some of these frayed bits off. But if you don't have a sewing machine and don't want to sew, there's an option for creating a ruffle on the side of the page using fabric and glue. You can also do... So I had a bit of a filming mishap. I paused the recording so I could grab a page to do a ribbon no-sew ruffle on, and then didn't press record again while I was putting the ribbon on the side of the page. And did so when my dad arrived to help me hang some shelves. So I had a lovely view of this with the background noise of me and my dad hanging a couple shelves in my craft room. So I basically did the same process as this. I put glue on the ribbon and kind of pleated it up. Now with some of the pleats, they were sticking up so much, I came in and put a little bit of glue underneath them. And I was thinking I might sew this, but I then realized this is really, really thick. So probably not, especially since I filmed this on Sunday. It's now Monday evening, and I did the editing Sunday night and realized the problem. And my comment about the not changing my mind about sewing this was that my sewing machine got a little angry at me on Sunday because I was doing so much sewing of things. So I'm going to hold off. I may still decide to put some stitching down this ruffle, but the ribbon ruffle is going to stay as it is. And now I'm going to go back to the footage that came after this, which was me showing you an actual pre-sewn ruffle that I added to a page edge. And the last idea is you can also sew ruffles on your sewing machine, and this is done with ribbon and this is done with scrap fabric. And basically you do similar to what we did here. Let me find a piece of fabric. Okay. So if you want to do a piece of fabric and create your own little ruffle in your sewing machine, I usually use a zigzag stitch. And what I'll do is I'll fold it over a couple times before I put it under the foot of my sewing machine. And then as it's going, and I tend to go on the slow side, I will push it up like this as it's going into the machine. I also found using one of these guys really helpful for basically pushing it up to ensure my fingers stay well away from the so let's say that's the presser foot of your sewing machine. As you're sewing along, if you just push that up and then it slides down and then you push up, And so that's basically how I create my ruffles. This is a bit on the wide side. Usually about, let's see, how wide is this? It's probably about 2 inches, I think, is a good width. And I'm just going to show you, once I make them, I can just add them to the edge of a page. Now keep in mind, because you're pleating it up, you're going to need a piece that's a lot longer than your page length if you want one that's going to go the full length of the page. But you can also put one on that's only part of the way. So let's just add this one on here. Come in and cut across, and then this can either be used as a partial on a page, or if you're doing like tags, this folded over the top is a really cool tag topper. So that's another way to use your fabric and ribbon for decorating page edges. Okay, so let's take a look at all of the ones we got done. So we've got lace on the edge of the page, and you of course could use white lace or other colored lace, or, you know, like coffee dyed lace would be nice. I just opted for this blue because I had the blue. So we did that one. We did the pom-pom trim, which I really like. And I think when I was doing the pom-pom trim, I also pulled out this trim and put it on the edge of the page, and I figured I'd show you what that looked like, even though I didn't do it on screen, but I really like that. Then we've got our fabric offcut triangles on the edge of a page, and those are really fun. I really do think I need to do, like, pre-cut a bunch of green ones and do it like so it looks like a Christmas tree on the side of the page. I did sew this guy, and yeah, this was the last thing I did, and we were fighting all the way, and it got a little jiggity jaggedy, so I may just take a piece of regular ribbon and cover that up because I'm not loving how that came out. We've got our no-sew ruffle, using ribbon, and our pre-sewn ruffle. So that's what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 ideas for fabric-y, ribbony, trimmy page edges. So that's all for today. If you enjoyed this video, please do all the things that lets YouTube know you enjoyed the video. Like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, leave me a comment down below. Thanks for joining me, and happy crafting!